Hi guys, today we're going to make a very interesting experiment. We're going to take Real Madrid's front three, the infamous Benzema, Bale and Ronaldo attacking trio, and we're going to replace them with a new three, which is Dybala, Kane and Salah from Juve, Tottenham and Liverpool respectively. So as you can see on the screen, I have sold out the old stars and I have brought in the new ones. You can see the total amounts. I have taken numbers that the paper talk has been throwing around, and we're going to fast forward several years into the future to see how all of this affects their performance. All of this is being done on the 8th of January and 8th of January 2018. And first of all, I'm going to fast forward until the end of this season, and then we're going to try several seasons into the future and see if Real Madrid manages to dominate Europe with the new attacking power that they have now. All right, we have now come to the 27th of May, which is one day after the Champions League final, and let's see what happened in La Liga. As you can see, Real Madrid did not manage to win the Spanish championship. In reality, actually, they were 20 points behind the eventual winners of Atletico Madrid. So Barcelona also did not manage to win the title. Dybala scored 12 goals, which is only one less than the high scorers in the league. Let's have a quick look at Real Madrid and see their tactics screen. Maybe with this it's going to explain a bit. So Dybala is the first starter striker of the team. Apparently, Salah is in the substitutes, so he's a reserve, and I cannot see Harry Kane at all. So let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick look at what is happening here. So this is Harry Kane. All right, let's see what happens. He scored two goals, three in total. So he scored one cup goal and two in the league. Not a very good performance from the Tottenham striker in Spain. So we'll probably see a better performance next year. But let's also check Salah. So Salah managed to score 12 goals, so this is not bad at all. So 12 goals is good, 7.16 average rating. So Salah did make a major impact in Real Madrid, and he's probably going to continue this good performance. Let's also see how they went on in the league. I also want to mention that I did another transfer. When I did the transfers for Real Madrid, I transferred Felipe Coutinho to Barcelona so that we can see what happened with him also impacting their performance. And here we are now in the fixtures. Let's see. Champions League. They were knocked out in the first knockout round by Chelsea, so they did not manage to progress very far in the Champions League, and but they won the Copa del Rey after beating Sevilla in the final. Let's have a quick look who scored the goals. Salah, two goals here, so an early star in the making. We also see that Kane played, not very bad, not too bad. Dybala replaced probably Kane, I would imagine. Doesn't really matter. So after we have seen this, now I'm going to fast forward into the future and check out how they have performed in the next 3 years. So see you in a jiff. Okay, here we are. Now we have fast forwarded 3 years into the future, so let's have a quick look at what happened in the Spanish La Liga after we have replaced Real Madrid's attacking trio of Ronaldo, Benzema, and Bale with Paulo Dybala, Harry Kane, and Mohamed Salah from Liverpool. So, in the first season, if you remember, Atletico Madrid won the title with 93 points. Real Madrid were third. In the second season, Atletico Madrid again won the title, this time 97 points. So this was a great season for them. You can see 7 draws, only one loss. And Real Madrid are again third, 7 points behind Atletico with Barcelona in second place. In the third season, Atletico Madrid make a third title in a row, 95 points. Real Madrid are again third, so this is very surprising to me at least. And in the last season, Barcelona gained the title. Actually, no, this season has not yet ended, so I will fast forward several days into the future to see how this one ends. But as you can see, the title is probably going to Barcelona if Madrid don't make a win something like 20-0. And Real Madrid are still in third place. There is no way for them to become second or fourth. So this is a 3 out of 3 third places for Real. Here we are now back at the Spanish La Liga at the 30th of June 2021. We can see that Barcelona won the title, not surprisingly. Real Madrid finishing third. Paulo Dybala is the top goal scorer in this last season. He also got 10 Player of the Match awards, only 2 less than Leo Messi. Let's have a look. So Real Madrid also bought Eden Hazard at some point. Let's have a look at their transfers. Unfortunately, they didn't manage to win the title in any of the seasons, so that's a bit disappointing for them. As you can see, this is the first season of transfers. And now we can go into the next season. We can see what happened there. So they bought Virgil van Dijk from Southampton. So this is something that we could have prevented. Virgil van Dijk is not in Liverpool already. They also bought Brahimi, Musacchio, and Pizarro. And in the outgoing section, we see Rafael Varane, who returned to Monaco in his homeland for a staggering amount of £75 million. In season number 3, they bought Eden Hazard from Chelsea for £102 million. So this is again a very, very big sum. Kimpembe from PSG, Conti from Milan, Bruma from Leipzig, and Lucas Moura from PSG, another right winger. So it's very interesting what happened here. They sold Isco and Sergio Ramos both to PSG. So there was a lot of business between those two teams. Let's see what else happened. Lucas Vazquez left, Martin Odegaard went on loan, and there was no other big transfer. In the very last season, let's see, Alban Lafont, I'm not sure who that is. It's a real player, 22, so he's probably a very young talent. It's a goalkeeper. I'm not familiar with that player, but it's not really important. Matteo Musacchio did not stick at Real Madrid. He went back to Italy in Napoli. Let's see what else. Who was also sold? Martin Odegaard made La Liga loan to Villarreal. And Dani Ceballos was sold to Sampdoria, Jesus Vallejo to Benfica. No big transfers going out of Real Madrid in those 4 years. Of course, with the exception of Isco. Now, let's have a quick look at the tactics screen to see how Real Madrid are playing. And keep in mind that this is not their regular squad, of course. This is just their latest selection. So they have Sergio Diaz and Bruma, Rodriguez and Lucas Moura as their attacking quartet. This is quite interesting. Momo Salah, Paulo Dybala, Eden Hazard are all in the reserves. And where is Harry Kane? I'm very interested to understand what has happened with Harry Kane. So he is currently being bid from Manchester City for £85 million. That would be very interesting to see if he is being bought back into England. Let's check his stats. He has wonderful average rating in the next 3 seasons. So in the first one, he took his time to get started, but afterwards he really hit the ground running. And as you can see, he scored a lot of goals for Real Madrid. In the third season, he had very high average rating. So good on Harry. And maybe we are going to prolong this experiment with another 3 seasons to see if he's bought by Manchester City and then how he performs in the next years. Now let's also have a look at the other 2 guys, Mo Salah. So let's see. He's also very solid in his performance, although in the third season he had a slight drop in his form. But otherwise, he's very effective for Real Madrid. So this is a good transfer for them. Now let's see also the last one, Paulo Dybala. How did he perform? He is the star of the team, obviously. As you can see, his average rating is close to 8, which is phenomenal. And he's scoring goals quite regularly for the team. So I would not be surprised if he actually won some awards. So let me just see his milestones. Maybe he won some awards. Yes, he was the Supporters Player of the Year. Also named the first division top goal scorer. Let's also see here in the awards section what is there for him. No European awards, so maybe there was somebody else who was even more dominant on the European scene. Let me just quickly check how is Eden Hazard doing at Real after his transfer. Not bad at all. He's also performing quite well. Average rating close to 8, which is obviously superb. Before I go and check the European competitions in the last 3 years, I just want to see what happened with the 3 guys that Real sold in the very beginning of the game. So Benzema at Arsenal. I decided to transfer Benzema to Arsenal since it was one of the latest rumors in January 2018. And as you can see, he is not playing particularly well. He has scored only, I would say, a few goals for his standards, and his average rating is not that high as for a world-class striker. So Benzema did not hit the ground running. Let's see how Bale is performing at Tottenham. Bale slightly better than Benzema, so Bale has average rating above 7, but really I would expect more from him, especially in a team like Tottenham where he should be the star of the team. Let's see in the transfer, nobody is interested in him. That's quite odd. And in the end, Ronaldo, he is still with United at 36 years old. He has not yet retired, and as far as I can tell, oh, staff attribute. So he is about to become a head coach. Interesting. Let's have a quick look at his coaching stats. Well, he's not the best coach, but he's a young coach for the coaching standards. Probably he's going to develop. We know that Ronaldo has a very high determination, as it can be seen here, so that should not be a problem for him. The key player for Manchester United at the moment is Anthony Martial, who I am surprised that he hasn't been bought by some team in La Liga. As you can see, he has performed very, very well for the Red Devils in the last few seasons. So now let's also have a quick look at the European competitions before we finish this episode. As usual, I want to start with the Europa League, and in the very first season that we started here, we see that Arsenal won that title, beating Hoffenheim 3-1 in the finals. Their road to the final went through Milan, 4-1 Atalanta, so another Italian team, and Olympique Marseille in the second knockout round. Let's look at the next year where Tottenham won the title against Lazio in the final. Tottenham also defeated Lyon, Arsenal, and Red Bull Salzburg on their way to the title in season 2018-19. In the following year, Chelsea defeated Arsenal in an all-English final on penalties after they defeated Manchester City in the semi, so another English team. Before that, Dynamo Kiev from Ukraine and Porto from Portugal. In the very last year, let's see what happened as well. So in the final season, we can see that Tottenham, again, another title on penalties against Valencia. They also defeated Napoli in the semis, Leverkusen in the quarters, and Zenit St. Petersburg from Russia in the second knockout round. Switching to the biggest competition in Europe, the Champions League. In the very first season, Chelsea took that title by defeating Juventus in the final 1-0. They also defeated Dortmund, Atletico Madrid, and Real Madrid on their way to the final. It's very interesting. They defeated Real Madrid in the very first time. In the next year, PSG defeated Manchester United in the final, after they also defeated their neighbors from Monaco, Chelsea, and Bayern Munich. Let's see what happened in the third season. In the third season, Monaco took that Champions League trophy home by defeating Atletico Madrid in the final. They also defeated PSG, Leverkusen, and Villarreal on their way to become European champions. In the very last year, Manchester United took the title, defeating Monaco in the final 2-1. So this is a very interesting turn of events. Cristiano Ronaldo came back to Manchester United and brought a lot of success, apparently. The same cannot be said about the Real Madrid transfers, unfortunately. We can see Real beat Chelsea in the first knockout round. Then they also defeated Barcelona in the quarters, but were beaten by Manchester United in the semis. Finally, before finishing off, I want to see the Ballon d'Or awards, and as you can see on the screen, in the last few years, Lionel Messi and Thomas Lemar from Monaco. Thomas Lemar has developed into a wonderful player. Let's have a quick look. Wonderful stats and parameters for the left winger and midfielder. So he was the dominant force in the world in the last year. As for the Player of the Year award, no differences. I think they actually merged the both awards. Let's see who were the best goalkeepers. Neuer, De Gea, and Neuer again. So there were no really big surprises there. No new names in that list. So this is the end of part one of this experiment. I am going to fast forward another 3 seasons into the future to see if Real Madrid managed to dominate Spain and Europe with their new transfers, which they did not achieve so far. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and wait for the new video to arrive. Hopefully that will happen very soon. Bye.